All right, I think I'm live. How's it going, Nilf? I see you there. Nilf beat me to it. I have some time to do a quick stream, so I'm going to do a quick. Hang on. Got that pulled up. That pulled up. Okay. Deal with some tech stuff. Okay. Couple things. Mel and Steve just dropped a video, and I'm pretty sure I can react to that. I have a bit of a struggle now because I got copyrighted on one of my reaction things, and they gave me a warning when I was trying to react to some Alex Honnold video. And it's so arbitrary that I don't know what I can react to, what I can't react to. I do know I've reacted to a ton of Mel and Steve, so I'm going to try that. Never got a problem with that. Where you been? Ben was talking shit behind my back. Wow. After all we've been through, Ben from Berlin. All right, let's check out. This is a new investigation put out by Mel and Steve. Trigger warning, I suppose. Probably not the best way to start a stream with an investigation, but here we go.
Check.
We're safe.
We entered a dairy farm in the middle of the night to see what really happens here when no one is watching.
Oh no. We were talking about inconsistent channels on YouTube, and you dropped my name. Inconsistent, wow. Man. It's been pretty consistently gaming lately, I gotta say. This is what's inconsistent, me doing this. It's risky to do these. It is. I put my very channel in the hands of YouTube's arbitrary rules.
Hey, baby.
Before we get into the content of the video, just for starters, production quality through the roof.
Within minutes, we found carbs.
These are the babies.
What is up, Michael? Hello from Switzerland. Sexy Jeremy from PETA. Sexy Jeremy from PETA. Oh, you're with PETA? Are you with PETA, Michael? I'm not with PETA, but I do support PETA. What's up, Jeffrey? Nice to see you. Neil, how you guys doing? What's up, Chris Bryant? Someone mentioned you the other day. Had mentioned how we should do an interview, and I was like, yeah, I had already mentioned that to Chris, and then we never followed up on that. We should do that. We should do an interview. Chris, how you been lately? Let me make sure I'm so everybody is on. By the way, everybody's on the horizontal view. There's also, if you're on your phone, you can do that too. Yeah, we should do it. I think we follow each other on social media, right? So we can contact each other there.
Tiny babies locked alone in isolation pens at the edge of the farm.
This one here looks too big for this pen.
We stayed with them for a moment, tried to give them some comfort, tell them we love them, and to show the world the reality.
Baby here. She's been taken away from her mom.
No mothers, no comfort, just crying into the darkness in these cold, horrible hutches.
Because the milk that was intended for her is going to be sold to supermarkets for people to put in their tea, for people to make chocolate bars out of.
Imagine if you, as a human mother, had your child kidnapped from you. There was nothing you could do about it.
Then when she's deemed unprofitable because her milk production's declined, they'll stab her to death too.
It's the innocent fears of all.
Back when I used to buy organic milk because I thought I was doing the right thing, buying Organic Valley milk, and they had the little cartoon on the carton of the happy cows in the fields, and then they showed a photo of the family that I was nearby, the family that harvested the milk. Oh, it was so wholesome. Oh, Organic Valley, bless you. Bless you, Organic Valley. What they should do is put photos of the hutches and the baby calves in the cold, alone, away from the mother. They should put pictures of the slaughterhouse. Remember how when cigarettes had to put, like, did it happen? There was talk one time of cigarettes had to put like images of like cancerous lungs. They at least have to put that warning, you know? They should have to put warnings on the milk products. Extreme cruelty was involved in this product, and also it'll give you breast cancer and prostate cancer, and 70% of you can't consume me anyway because you're lactose intolerant, but you do it anyway because it's in everything. They should put that on the label. That'd be nice. Maybe we can send the industry this video.
And this is what we do to them.
The milk was for her. It's okay. Look how nervous she
what's
is.
up,
Just
Mel?
look how beautiful she is.
Some of these calves looked way too big for the pens they were in.
She definitely was too big to be in that.
Mel and Steve are here. Guys, thank you for doing this great work. Mel and Steve, they're both here. That's awesome. They have to do that in the UK for cigarettes. The pictures are, oh, they do it in the UK. Wow. There was talk about that in America. I think maybe they did it for a little while and then they stopped. But they do have the label that says that smoking can cause cancer.
We need to defend these beautiful animals with everything we have.
Then we heard a noise. We hid immediately, trying to figure out if someone was coming.
Is there a good buddy there?
We used our thermal to scan the area, waiting to see if we had been spotted.
Mel and Steve, you guys are ready to make movies if you wanted to. You just make a video like this, but make it movie length. It's the production value is very good.
After a few moments, once the coast was clear and it was quiet, we moved deeper into the farm.
Okay, so I think we're okay. I think we're okay.
That's when we found the main barn, full of mothers.
Ranch farming is exactly what you pay for. Look at her. Look at how skinny she is.
This main barn was full of mothers.
I'm only pausing to not just watch the video. Let me drop it again. Make sure, even though we're reacting to it, we got Mel and Steve here, even though we're reacting to it, make sure the actual video gets your view, your watch time, and your like and your comment, so that it reaches more people. Even if you don't like watching investigations, even if you can't watch them, just put them on and let them play so that it gets runtime. Sometimes I'm not in the mood. Say an investigation comes out, not in the mood to see the worst of the worst, and so I'll just play it and let it run. Sometimes you just got to do that. Give it a like and write a comment for the algorithm help.
They started walking towards us, curious but cautious, as if they knew something was wrong.
Look at her. She's given up hope. It's about
Mel says, spent hours editing this one. So appreciate your comment on production a lot. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really good. It's really good. The music and everything. You guys are, again with the UK, making us all look like amateurs over here in the States. Chris Bryant's doing that too. It's important for vegans to watch this stuff because it's motivating. I agree. But some people just really can't, and I get it. Yeah.
Then we saw a light circling the outside of the building. We didn't know if it was a person, a vehicle, or if we'd been seen, so we hid again and waited for the all clear.
Georgia, all the city, thank you. We're going to head back out.
I mean, watching this video with the peak production, the tension, everything. I've made this point on this channel before, how it's like we're really dropping the ball on capturing how exciting, tense, maybe excited. Sorry, it's maybe insensitive to say exciting, but the point that I'm making is we have movie content, and since I've been gaming a lot on this channel, video game content, and everybody's like playing games where you're a spy and you're going through a silo and you're trying to do this thing. Well, like, there are real people in real life trying to help animals, doing spy shit, doing all kinds of spy shit. And if only the young boys and girls were out there playing these games, watching these movies where the heroes are not just talking chickens and chicken run, but actual humans doing these rescues, then we might have a different culture.
I guess that's our patrol now.
When that light finally passed, we pushed forwards, going into the farm deeper.
Never gonna stop. Never gonna stop. You'll be okay.
These victims who are stuck in here, absolute hellhole. Look at this.
All these individuals in here have been bred for dairy. They'll be raped, their baby taken from them. If their baby's a boy, they'll kill the babies.
It's from there. They want to live just like you do, just like your dogs do, just like your cats do.
They're just treated as slaves, commodities.
Not to mention, dairy is just really disgusting as a product. It was like 3 or 4 years into being vegan. I was at a coffee shop, ordered some kind of like matcha drink, and they put dairy in it against my wishes, and I tasted it, and it just tasted so gross and rancid right away. Like, if you're not drinking dairy that often, you start to taste how just stale and gross it is. It starts going bad right away, unless they put, like, preservative shit in there. This video is not too graphic, at least not yet, but I mean, you can see video of the mastitis on the udders of cows, where there's all this blood and pus on the udders that's getting in the milk. And then there's a certain level of the somatic cells that are allowed in the milk, meaning pus. That's a certain amount of pus allowed in the dairy milk. And yeah, you could just get oat milk.
Seems all okay at the moment. Yeah.
Thank you, Fly Sensei.
This is their bed, because they were going to sleep on concrete floor.
their life.
No. This is their whole existence.
Next thing, we found the birthing pens. On approach of these birthing pens, we looked over from the top and we could see that some mothers had already given birth to their babies.
Over there, babies have just been born.
Yeah.
I see the mother on the cabin floor over there. She okay? She okay?
One mother had just given birth. Her newborn was beside her. At first, I thought she was dead.
So that's
When she got a baby,
yeah.
Her eyes were rolled back and no movement. I told Steve and we called the others to see what we would do. We didn't know if we should get help and call off the investigation.
She just doesn't know why.
she doesn't know why.
She feels like she's not here.
I couldn't see if she was breathing from the distance I was at. I really wasn't sure what was going on.
Oh, I know, like, I don't know if that her baby's moving. That's what's doing that.
I told Steve what I could see and I was concerned. As I went over to speak to the other investigators to see what to do,
That's the birthing area there. Those are little babies that she just been born. There's a mother there. She doesn't know why her eyes are the baby's next to her.
Steve communicated on the comms and said she'd just woken up.
She's okay. She's exhausted from just giving birth.
Slowly, she started to move. I noticed that her eyes came back and she kind of shook her head as she regained consciousness. She took one deep breath and you could see that she was absolutely exhausted from having endured childbirth all alone by herself in that cold, dark barn.
Yeah. Multiple, probably.
I had the 360 on there for about 4 minutes. Okay, great. Yeah, I know that you can't go in there. There's a bowl down there. So, yeah. And right there is opposite the house. That's a bit dangerous. Yeah, let's get out.
She started licking her baby, bonding with her baby, and for a moment, there was relief. But then reality hit, because we knew when the farmer woke up, he would take her baby away from her. If female, she will end up in one of those isolation pens we saw earlier, and this mother will stay here calling for her baby she'll never see again.
The maternal instinct from mother to baby was instant. This wasn't something that she had to learn. This was something that was inbuilt inside of her. This isn't rare. This isn't extreme. This is standard practice in the dairy industry.
Mel and Steve, thank you so much for doing the work. It's incredible. You guys are my heroes. You and everybody involved in that production should be commended. Just constantly doing the work. Let me show you guys this right now. So a lot of you guys probably know about this already, but it's pretty new. So this is DXC's good work right here. Direct Action Everywhere. Just put out this map. It's California specific, but you know, since we're talking about dairy, California is actually the #1 producing dairy state in the United States, which I didn't know till, you know, not that many years ago. Yeah, they hide it really well. But anyway, this is a very cool tool for activists, especially in California. And even if you're outside of California, just to see what could be done in terms of exposing these places. So this Factory Farm Watch website that took them, I think, at least a year to put together, when you consider the number of investigations that went in, So let me just kind of take you guys through it a little bit here. And I've lost my I need my mouse actually, whatever. But anyway, hang on a sec. So you can zoom in, you can click on the individuals. One thing my friend was showing me the other day is how look how many factory farms are concentrated in what's called the Central Valley in California here. So you can see, and I was looking at the social media of people on DXC's posts saying there are no factory farms in California, despite this map being released and this tool. So you can click on all these different ones. So you're going to find a lot of dairy. Look, I just randomly clicked Wagner Dairy, a factory farm that confines 3,920 milking age cows and ranks as the 197th largest factory farm of milking age cows in the state. So look at the amount of work that DXC did for this, by the way. The facility emits 62,172 down to the 2 tons of CO2 annually. How the hell they did that investigation? I don't know. Because they're badasses. That's why. That's how. It would require more than a million tree seedlings grown for 10 years to offset that amount of greenhouse. I'm blown away by this. Received $792,000 in avian flu indemnity compensation from the USDA. That was nearly $1 million for avian flu indemnification on a dairy facility, dairy cows, because we know that dairy cows are getting bird flu now. So anyway, if you're in California, you can see what a great tool this is. Now I can't scroll around because I need to get my mouse. I can't drag and scroll. Anyway, neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. But anyway, just check this out. Click this here. Let's click that. Nether Dairy. Veld something Dairy, a factory farm that confines 585,857 milking age cows, 97th largest. Look how many. Look at all that. 1.3 million in avian flu indemnity compensation from the USDA. Now, someone at DXC was just telling me that they're pretty disappointed with the media or the lack of media interest in covering this, which is annoying because the media is lazy. Reporters are just often very lazy. And here's all the work for you done by the investigators. As usual, activists doing the work the media should have been doing. Of course. But anyway, there's the tool for you can use. Media and activists. So there's this map. All the factory farms in California. Now, it would be awesome. Would probably require a lot of funding for DXC or whoever will want to do it. DXC focuses a lot of their attention on California, which makes sense because they're based there. And if California was a country, they'd be like one of the largest economies in the world, like the 5th largest. So there's a lot of money here, a lot of business, and a lot of dairy, and a lot of factory farms. And you'll notice where most of them are located right in there. Another cool tool about this, look at this. So you can filter by brand. You can filter by type. Let's check this out. Calves, broiler chickens, dairy. This is man, they did some good work. Let's see. Dairy cows young, dairy cows adult, and then selected. Turn that on. Look how many. It's like it didn't change. Barely changed. Let me turn that off. It's all dairy. It's like mostly dairy. Look at that. That's how much dairy shit is in California. Polluting their water, using their water. Over in that region where the Colorado River is, the Colorado River, which supplies water to all those states, is getting drained by the fucking dairy industry. So anyway, you can filter by number of animals. Anyway, very cool, handy device for activists, journalists, whoever-ists. If people lived vegan lives, this misery wouldn't exist. I'm 41 and have been vegan since I was 15 because I love animals. It's a long time. It's a long time. And I'm sure it's just only gotten easier as time goes on, as we get more and more nice products and everything. It's so easy to be vegan. So easy. I get really tired of people like talking about how hard it is in their like personal lives or whatever about being vegan. It's not hard. And the animals have it 80,000 times worse. But anyway, so that's pretty cool. So go shower DXC with love, you know, because this is a lot of work that they put in to create this tool for activists, which they'll be adding to over time, adding investigations. In fact, I didn't show you guys, but on some of these, they actually have linked investigations that they've done. Let me see if I can find one. Here, I know how to do it. Let's see. Let's not have that. Let's filter by Petaluma Poultry, since we know they've investigated. Petaluma Poultry. Turn that on. There's Petaluma, which, oh, they're in these, they're there too, all over the place. Anyway, so if you click on that, there's a link to their investigation. So I imagine as DXC decides to investigate more and more of these places, you'll start to see more links, or as other activists do. It'd be really cool to have this everywhere in the world, but it required a lot of manpower, woman power, people power to put this together. So DXC is not a massive group of people, actually, even though they have chapters all over the world. They could use the resources. All right, so there's that. Very cool. Check it out. Be cool to see that in other places. All right, let's do some channel that I know I can react to also. One of my faves. Archive of Animal Liberation Films on the net. Okay. Map time. You love it? You love it? Let me put direct action everywhere.com just so that people, if anybody wants to support DXC, they can. Good work, DXC. That's amazing. Let's go, Nilf. Let's go. All right. Here's a let's see. Let's take a look. I'm out of practice. Documentary about the fur industry with Mark Glover from the Lynx campaign and an anti-fur rally at Trafalgar Square. Let's check it out. Nice, Michael. That's cool. Yes. I love dramatic beginnings. Let's hope I don't get copyrighted. I have 90 days, guys. 90 days of a warning. 3 months that I have to be looking over my shoulder at YouTube. And if anything happens, guys, I'll be gone for a week. So if I disappear, you know why.
You're gorgeous. It took me 30 odd years to get this fur coat. It's well worth waiting for.
Posh.
Yes, it is posh. Have you ever heard the expression? You might hear it. Old fur coat, no knickers. This is not the
Say
case
again.
here. It is posh. Have you ever heard the expression? You might hear it. Old fur coat, no knickers. This is not the case with me. I've got everything.
Ooh, I did not understand what she said. If anybody from that area of the world could help me out. Wow. MILF? Be chill. Be chill, MILF. Be chill. Look what they're wearing, though.
I'm a great cinema goer. It's been nice to think, someday I might have a beautiful fur coat like that. I think you daydreamed a lot when you went. I know I did. When I used to go and see all these lovely stars, I imagined how I would look in that.
A well-fitted coat in grey India lamb. This handsome, tight-curled fur is one of the hardest wearing of the lamb family.
Not so long ago, almost every woman dreamt of owning a fur coat.
A swagger coat of South American skunk, which is a far cry from the skunk stole of Grandmama.
They are, NILF. Imagine wearing skunk. Skunk. Probably stink. You probably stink for wearing skunk. Maybe the skunk actually makes them smell better. I don't.
Blame it on the movies. In the 50s, actresses like Sandra Dawn,
Don't hear about skunk as much.
of The Devil Doll and Eyes That Kill, were swathed in the stuff.
Has anybody ever reproached you for wearing a fur?
No, because I don't wear that many outside. I had a lovely
That's doing too much. That's doing too much.
coat that I had with a big lynx collar on.
This is like, this is your typical fur wearer, by the way. It's not these models. They put the models in there for the commercials. People who wear the fur coats are this lady.
And I actually took it off when I threw the collar away, and it was just the white wool, so. But I do worry about it, I have to tell you. Yes, I do worry, because I am for wildlife. But on the other hand, I'm also for glamour. I guess I was brought up with it. It never leaves you.
You're very glamorous. Very.
A natural red fox coatee of great beauty, the skins of which have come all the way from the windy steppes of Kamchatka.
Desires and fashions change. At the end of last year, the anti-fur group Lynx held a rally in Trafalgar Square. Hundreds of unwanted furs were consigned to butcher's barrels. Eventually, they will be burned. Lynx has the power of persuasion.
Oh,
The new Lynx poster has a picture of a lady in a fur coat.
Yes, I find it very.
With just rich bitch.
Yeah.
Poor bitch.
Yeah. I find a little vulgar in a way. I mean, I don't think you have to be vulgar.
well, maybe you shouldn't wear vulgarity then. How about that,
About
rich woman?
A slogan of any kind. I didn't like that. I thought it was not very nice.
Who thought to bring out your dead?
Well, in fact, our supporters did and the public did, because all we were doing with the tour and with today's events was responding to a demand that we detected from the public who got fur coats. They'd inherited them or they bought them without realising the cruelty that went into them. And when they found out, they were horrified and embarrassed. And they certainly didn't want to wear them anymore, and they didn't know what to do with them. So they asked us to take them off their hands.
Has fur meant a lot to you?
Yes, it keeps me warm. Much more than a man does.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. People used to find this glamorous.
Warm.
Has fur meant a lot to you?
Yes, it keeps me warm. Much more than a man does.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You guys come and go. The fur is always there.
That's sad.
Wow, it's so edgy, Eartha Kitt. So edgy. Wow, what an answer. Oh, man. That was such a feminist kind of answer.
In the United Kingdom, sales of fur goods by
Men come and go. The fur is always there.
the bigger companies fell from £91 million in 1980 to just £27 million in 1988. Last week, on St. Valentine's Day, Harrods announced the closure of its fur department. But although shops are closing all the time, and there are ripples of dissent in America and Scandinavia, exports are holding up. Only here are so many women either anti-fur or frightened to wear it in case of verbal or physical abuse. And this is one of the main causes. The slogan for David Bailey's commercial is, "It takes up to 40 dumb animals to make a fur coat, but only one to wear it." It was propaganda of the highest quality, a potent concoction of gloss, glamour, and gore.
Because Caft is working on the Milan fashion show, and there's all these anti-fur groups working on trying to get Milan Fashion Week to go fur-free. I keep seeing all these social media posts of fashion weeks. And I just got to say, like, what a weird culture this is. Even fur-free, it's weird. Everybody looks wooden and soulless, and I can't get on board with it. I can't understand like how you would get into that in your life. Much less for animal fur. Like, oh, let's hide the fact that we're not creative by stealing from animals and putting that around a woman's shoulders. An emaciated woman's shoulders. I hate humanity so much. Fashion weeks epitomize a lot that's wrong with humanity. Awesome. We need more ads like that. More of that, please.
I need these at least another inch longer, so 43.
Most farriers in Britain today are reluctant to show their faces, but the owners
Yeah,
of this
Peter Young's
Regent's
book.
Park workshop
Yeah.
and salon decided to come out. Customers were invited to a party and a political broadcast.
20 years ago.
I know, Nilf. I know. I'm often like, what was that real? Was that? I was in a vegan restaurant one time. This lady walked in wearing what really looked like a fur coat into a vegan establishment, and I didn't know what to do because I didn't know if it was real or not. Someone had this suggestion for situations like this, whether it's real or not, saying, "Oh, thank you for wearing fake fur. It sucks how they skin those animals alive, huh?" And then if they're wearing real fur, they'll be like, little suggestion.
My profession was considered perfectly respectable by most people. In fact, it was the third biggest earner of foreign currency in the United Kingdom. Now, because of the intimidation carried out by a small group of people, some past customers are frightened to wear fur.
Good.
It should be clearly understood that all the furs we use are ranched for that purpose, not culled indiscriminately from wildlife stock. We do feel it is vital for the survival of the fur trade to ensure that there is no importation of endangered species. I think morality standards are down to individuals. There must be freedom of choice.
In the early days, it was suggested that we might agree to compromise with the fur industry by giving up the campaign if they agreed to ban the use of wild furs. But there's just no way we could agree to that, because fur breeding is, in our book, every bit as bad as fur trapping. When you look at the conditions in these wretched fur factory units that these animals have to suffer, it breaks your heart, and there's simply no way we could ever reach that point of compromise, I'm afraid.
First of all, we're not compromising, period. End the fur trade. There's no compromise. There is nothing to discuss.
We've heard that Harrods is actively considering withdrawing from the fur trade. They just need some more persuasion, some more letters, some more postcards. But one thing that's been made clear, if there are any kind of extreme actions, this is going to make them rethink their decision, because they won't give in to terrorism. So I'd actually would like to make an appeal in line with Link's policy for everyone to cease any extreme actions, because it's just going to hold back the day when we can have a fur-free Britain. And if Harrods closed down its furs department, that's the most prestigious shop.
Are you regarded as being quite brave to even speak about it?
Yes, because I've been advised not to. My friends told me, why do you put yourself in a position to be abused or maybe have a bomb thrown into your shop?
A bomb thrown?
Well, I don't think it will happen, because I think people will come to their senses. I hope even the anti-fur brigade, most of them are human, and will realize that this is not a way to go about it.
Do you think maybe you'll realize that this isn't the way to go about what you're doing, living? You know, your life is not the way to go about it. Doing this to animals, maybe you could live without doing that. Maybe just wear something else. Ever thought of that, lady? Everybody's so cold, you know, like, what is with these old ladies? They're just so cold. Eartha Kitt's cold. Can't get a man to stay with her, apparently. Poor Eartha Kitt. Maybe if she wasn't so vile, a man would want to stay with her, but yeah, I don't know.
Thank you very much. Lovely. Lovely.
Pleasure.
Why are you prepared to speak out?
Because I feel very strongly about it, because I resent it to be classed as that our business is immoral.
Okay, well, how's it moral?
I resent it that we should suddenly feel attacked, and that
kind of like how maybe the animals feel suddenly attacked, but actually attacked, not just said, not someone just saying, stop hurting animals, but they actually got attacked. and killed. Perspective. Always these people, they don't have the perspective. They don't have it. Let me catch up here. There are estate sales where I'm sure the old person who died was wearing real furs. Fur is an extra level. For instance, there's an extra level. Yeah, definitely.
They were always respectable and classed as respectable, and I love animals. And I think the whole...
You love animals, she said. Sounds to me like you love to wear animals. That's different.
propaganda against furs is wrong.
She loves animals. Loves them. Whatever happened to this group Lynx? Does anybody know? You hear about it in these old fur videos, but I never heard about them more recently. Maybe they just became something else or disbanded or something. I don't know.
People in Britain are often accused of caring more about animals than children. Certainly, the anti-fur lobby has had little effect in other countries.
I don't like the idea that the animals are being killed, slaughtered, so some rich bitch can wear fur.
Seriously.
Ira Pinto, born in Brazil, has homes in Knightsbridge and California. She loves fur and has collected about £45,000 worth of it.
This is a natural Canadian French mink. I don't know how many skins or how many animals would take it to do this particular one. But it's beautiful, it's all natural. And it's perfect skin. Mm-hmm. The silver fox, that's a Yves Saint Laurent. And again, it's the gray silver fox, which is the one that most women would like to have or favor. Supposed to be the best of a fox. And the last one, it's my favorite somehow. It's probably a little bit of emotion. The lynx, it's the bad one to be shown now, with the lynx being given the name to be the anti-fur group. I was separated and I was having, of course, marital problems.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to her. What did she say? Well, I missed it. Sorry, I'm sure it was something super important.
A little bit of emotion of a fox. And the last one, it's my favorite, supposed to be the best of a fox. A silver fox.
Look at her.
And again,
I just don't understand this. You just look ridiculous. I realize taste is subjective, but have you guys ever even before you were vegan, did you ever see a woman wearing fur and be like, now that's the look? That's it. No, you didn't. I'll answer that for you. You didn't, because they all look ridiculous.
It's the gray silver fox, which is the one that most women would like to have or favor. Supposed to be the best of a fox. And the last one, it's my favorite somehow. It's probably a little bit of emotion. The lynx, it's the bad one to be shown now, with the lynx being given the name to be the anti-fur group. I was separated and I was having, of course, marital problems. And when I bought my fur, first night I worn it, everybody was telling me how wonderful.
What is it the theme of these old fur wearing ladies? They can't keep a man. That's what Eartha Kitt said.
I look when I really knew how horrible I felt.
That's right, Neil.
But if they thought that was
Ones I'll
looking
make.
good, that was the image that day that I wanted to present. So
What's up,
nobody
Louis?
would be feeling
Yes,
sorry for
she
me.
is.
If your anti-fur people would said, what about the poor limbs?
Well, I would say, how about the poor sheep or the cow?
Yeah. Now you're talking, lady.
And
Yeah.
the chickens that you eat too. No? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Great point. Don't do any of that.
they'll provide something to humans. And we can't look at that way. Otherwise, you won't survive in life.
Otherwise, you won't. Otherwise, you'll just be incredibly awesome person, right?
And if those poor little things provided me with that, I'm very grateful to them.
Oh, you look grateful to those poor little things. Those poor little things. She's grateful.
I probably had been very miserable. Maybe I would have smoked some dope or done.
So you don't smoke dope because you wear fur coats. Got it. Got it. Who knew? Who knew, guys? You know, there's such a drug problem. If only we had just handed out fur coats to everybody. No drug problem. This lady doesn't sound happier to me.
Some drugs or maybe bought some cheap booze, you know. Whatever.
This lady cracks open some wine. Trust me. Trust me. I don't know if it's cheap wine. Cheap, yeah.
Fulfills your pain. And fortunately, I was able to buy this beautiful coat.
I'll give you 61. You don't make it before Newcastle.
You're on. Before Bradford. I just think we had the best of the era. It's a glamour time that will never come back. Being under contract, you had to...
Look at her. Oh, my God. All right, I'm going to try to be civil. Civil, not nice, civil. Yeah. I didn't say I was going to be nice. But I'll just say, when I picture someone wearing fur, this is what I picture. This is what I picture.
Do what they said. Go to premieres, do this. And then you'd say, well, you know, what do we wear? They say, oh, don't worry about that, darling. Just...
My first, I think so, first fur protest ever was outside of this place. Lady looked very similar to this lady, walked past our protest into the store and like flaunted it. Thought she was being real cute and special. And she had walked by us on the way out. And she honestly didn't look like that experience was all that pleasant for her. She did seem kind of embarrassed despite the fact that she went in there to do that. She looked like her.
Come into the office, you know, there were all the clothes and furs. I've never seen such furs in my life, all over the place. And some were sort of pink and blue, they dyed things. And minks, I remember picking up mink because I saw it in a Hollywood film once. And I dragged it along and put it over my shoulder. And that was real Hollywood glamour in London.
Did any men ever try to woo you with furs?
Oh, I've been wooed with furs, darling, many times. I've had furs in my life, all over the place. And some and furs.
Let me hear
do
her.
this.
I wasn't.
Being under
I keep not listening because it's hard to not just focus on how ridiculous they look.
You had to do what they said, go to
Okay.
premiere. I just think we had the best of the era.
Okay.
It's a glamour time that will never come back.
Good.
Being under contract, you had to do what they said, go to premieres, do this. And you'd say, well, you know, what do we wear? They say, oh, don't worry about that, darling. Just come into the office, you know. There were all the clothes and furs. I've never seen such furs in my life, all over the place. And some were sort of pink and blue. They dyed things. And minks, I remember picking up mink because I saw it in a Hollywood film once. And I dragged it.
How much wine did she drink before this conversation?
Long and put it over my shoulder. And that was real Hollywood glamour in London.
That's why I rewound, because I heard the line, that was real Hollywood glamour in London, which to me didn't make any sense. I get what she's saying, but Hollywood glamour, whatever. I'm glad I rewound though, because that story was, wow. I think we've all grown.
Did any men ever try to woo you with furs?
Oh, I've been wooed with furs, darling, many times. I'd accept it.
Sure you have. Coincidentally, that was always my my little shtick for going into fur places, was the chump boyfriend who can't get laid and thinks that a fur coat's going to do it. She'll it's such a good ruse, like, because they want to help you out. They see you as pathetic, like you're ready to give up your money because you can't get any. I'm trying to be polite here. You can't get any. So they're like, oh, let's help out this poor, pathetic piece of shit. Yeah. And then they'll tell you all about the fur. I highly recommend it.
I've had furs that I turned down. You know, the stakes were a bit too high for me. You know, I remember Marlene Dietrich, and she said to me once, you know,
Hang on. I just want to.
For me. You know, I remember.
Just looks like they're fucking while they're dancing. Does it not? It looks like.
Marlene Dietrich. You know, I remember Marlene Dietrich, and she said to me once,
if you're ever dancing with a woman and she's doing that on the dance floor, you're doing something right. Keep doing it. You're yes.
Darling, if you're going to be a tart,
if you're on the dance floor and a woman's doing that, you don't need to buy her a fur coat. Trust me. You're fine.
Tart. But darling, if you're going to be a tart, be a good tart. But if you're going to be glamorous, always wear white fox.
I feel like we've all met that woman, right? We've all met someone like that before, and you try to get out of the conversation, you can't get out of it. She wants to tell you all about her glamorous life, and it's all in the past. It's all gone. It's all gone. But hey, she still feels it.
White fox has never been very common among the folk who worked in shipbuilding and coal mining in Newcastle upon Tyne.
Come on now, lasses.
But a girl can dream.
Cormac Corp.
One who did now lives in sheltered accommodation near the factory where she made rope.
Help me believe in all that I am and all I could be. Show me the stairway that I have to climb.
Mary Henry is 78. She's been widowed for 20 years. Her husband Jimmy spent a lifetime down the coal mines.
I saw the love light in your eye. I dreamt the world held naught but joy for me.
I do like old-timey music. It's nice. Let me make sure I'm still streaming. I don't know about copyright stuff. Got to use your creativity there, Nilf. I can't say things on. You got it.
He was on the dole. So we're married on the dole, which thousands of people did in them days. Hundreds of lasses married fellas on the dole. But we always thought, well, things will get better. And Jim used to say, Mary, you'll have everything I can give you. If I could give you the stars, I would give you the stars. But I cannot give you the stars. But someday you'll have a nice home. He says, you don't care for a great deal of jewelry. He says, I know you're not a person like that. But he says, someday I'll buy a nice fur coat. Then you forget these things because you want a new bedroom suite, you want a new dining room suite, so fur coats is out of your mind, isn't it really? But then the time came, I did get the fur coat.
How did that happen?
Could it just have been anything else? Anything else? You could have had that special moment over, I don't know, a ring, bracelet, a trip. Take a trip. Maybe spending time with you. Maybe that would have been a nice gift. He could have gave you a spending time together, but no.
Well, there's a little shop right near the fish shop and the car park called Rowers. They always have nice things in the window, very exclusive, and they were putting fur coats in. And he says, come on, we're going. Went in.
The way these women are talking about it, it's like they are fucking 6-year-olds watching a Disney movie, and it's all just so like, I'm in a fairy tale. Grow up. Take responsibility. Like, you're not, they really are childlike. So who said that earlier? Maybe Nilf? They are like very childlike. They're talking about their lives like they're watching Disney.
And to this day, I'm convinced that those assistants thought it was told stores coming in out the cold. I'm convinced of it. And
She is so hard to understand.
And he says, come on, we're going. Went in. And to this day, I'm convinced that those assistants thought it was told stores coming in out the cold. I'm convinced
I'm
of it.
lost. I heard 3 words of that.
And just the assistant said, you know, what would you like? And my husband says, I'd like to see a fur coat for my wife.
Heard that.
And then he put this wash on. And I said, oh, Jimmy, I love this. This is beautiful. He says, well, that's yours. And the assistant,
oh, Jimmy, I love this.
Changed altogether. It was this madam. Oh, yes, I would love that. That's the kind of coat I would like if I bought a fur coat.
Like, are you just, you sound so spoiled. Like, I gotta have it. I need this. I need this inanimate object to fulfill my life. My life is empty without this fur coat. Oh, man. She talks about that the way I might talk about my PlayStation 5, guys. My PlayStation 5 gives me a lot of joy, meaning. I could do without the PlayStation 5, you know? My life would be fine. It would be fine to not have that.
I mean, I'd never dreamt I would ever have anything like that in my life.
What did it mean to you?
Well, one thing, it meant it kept us warm. That's one thing it did mean.
Another cold old lady. She's freezing to death without the fur. Freezing to death. They had a real cold problem there.
And it was dressy. I mean, I didn't feel as if I had been lifted up socially on society, so to say. I didn't have that, well, it's not an uplifting Socially, I didn't feel like that. But I really felt as if, well, I've achieved something.
Her having someone buy her a fur coat is her equivalent of achieving something. I can't imagine like having a relationship where someone bought me something expensive and would say, I achieved something. No, I didn't. First of all, like the person who bought the thing, well, they did the work, obviously. It was their money. I don't even know why I'm breaking this down. It's not like this is all that deep, but still, I guess I have to provide some kind of commentary for this to be a stream, right? I don't know.
We've achieved something, Jimmy and I. I've got
Just had a moment of like, what am I doing?
And I think there must be hundreds and hundreds of women feel the same.
You grabbed whatever you could. You weren't anyone unless you went to a premiere with a fur on. Nobody at all.
What about today?
Well, I wouldn't ever wear a seal. I don't think minks are that important. I mean, they are. Somebody's going to say, wow, but they're bred for this. But wildlife, yes. I admire Brigitte Bardot for doing what she does for the seals and things. I had a wonderful coat with a big seal collar. And about 5 years ago, I gave it to Oxfam, and I thought, well, you know, somebody might keep them warm through the winter. I couldn't wear it again. I wouldn't be seen dead in one of them. That poor thing was seen dead on me.
Of course, she likes Brigitte Bardot and what she did because she was another. Wasn't she like a starlet? She just passed, right? She just passed away because I know Paul Watson was talking about her. They were friends. Paul Watson and Brigitte Bardot were friends, and she did a lot for animals. But I'm not really all that familiar. Actress, probably. I don't know.
But do you actually feel happy to wear mink? Or
yes,
anything?
Why not? Why not? It's lovely. It's cuddly. Nothing feels more glamorous than when you're going out and you sling something over you. And it's,
they did.
It's
Brett.
fun,
They
so
did.
Why not? I've got it. You know, my husband paid for it. I'll never throw this away because it's part of my youth.
I fear that there will always be a sector of
youth. I'll never throw this away because it's part of my youth.
Just cling into the youth. That's what it is.
I fear that there will always be a sector of society that would continue to wear their fur coats and knowing about the cruelty that's gone into them. And then that's a problem we have to tackle through legislation, appealing to governments to change laws and ban the imports and even the sale of fur coats.
Oh boy. Here we go again.
It's cuddly. You can use it too because you can throw it around, particularly mink, I think, because mink is to me the most glamorous fur, and it is the most durable, the most practical one to have, and because you can wear it anywhere at any time, and of course except in summer months.
Oh.
I'm just an old-fashioned girl. I'm the sweet and simple kind. I want an old-fashioned house.
The what kind?
I'm the sweet and simple kind. I want an old. I'm the sweet and simple kind. I want an old.
I don't know what the second word was, but the sweet kind is what she said while she's draped in animal corpses.
Old-fashioned house with an old-fashioned fence and an old-fashioned millionaire.
Do you remember?
God, these people are just so it's all about material possession, wealth, status, hierarchy, power. It's so gross.
Yes, very much so. One of my boyfriends
Ah, that's
gave
it,
me
Spooky.
a mink stole. It was the first piece of fur of any kind I think I've had. And he surprised me because he took me shopping and left me in a boutique. And
Hey, Kathy.
he came
Nice
back
to
with
see you.
this big box. And the papers, just like you see in the movies, you know, they're tearing the paper out of the box, and out comes this mink stole. But to me, it was one of the most beautiful moments of my life.
I can't. I'm sure she lived quite a life. Famous, obviously. But what an empty life when opening one of your packages of a gift that somebody gave to you was like the most beautiful moment of your life. The acquisition of a material possession. It's just so gross. It's so gross. And that happened to be a dead animal or the skin of a dead animal. Gross.
When
Very
someone
gross.
gives you a piece of fur to keep you warm, you think they really care about you.
You didn't think? No, they want to get in your pants. That's what they care about.
Think of not accepting it.
Of course not. I wish it would
Just
have
ask my
more.
alter ego. The poor boy who he just can't seal the deal. He can't. And damn, all those fur coats seem just too expensive. Is there any way that we could finance it? Is there, pay in installments? Do you have anything cheaper? Cheap fur?
Often. Doesn't happen as much today, I think, as it did in the olden days.
But man, if I go for the cheap stuff, I won't get it. Show me your expensive shit. Tell me all about it. Wait, but she likes animals. She does like animals, but she loves fur. Wait, but she does like animals. Tell me a little bit about the animals. Oh, I don't think she cares about that animal. That should be okay.
Because then maybe men were much more romantic.
This is a poem that Jim wrote for me. I think, if I'm
She
right,
loves cats. She loves dogs and cats. But she does set up her little mousetrap. I think it's all right, right? It's all right.
wrote this when he was in France, at the beginning of the war. Oft I sink in deep depression for the lack of words to give expression. This love I have within my breast for the lass that I love best. Oh, Mary lass.
You know what offends me, actually, the most, guys? That when I play this role, that people don't, nobody ever says, I don't believe this. You can get anybody you want. Nobody ever said that to me. They're like, it's very believable. This guy can't. And I take offense to that. Yeah, Spooky, interrupt us. But the green moon. Yeah. What up, Jason? Nice to see you. Yeah. Right, Louis? Right? Oh. No, you can interrupt. I like the kinds of interruptions that Spooky does sometimes.
My love for thee, if you could look inside and see the pain that racks my aching heart, the agony of love for you, sweetheart.
Does that make you feel good or
It makes
sad?
me feel a bit emotional. I'll be truthful. It makes me feel a bit emotional, but he did think about me like that. And I thought about him, but I was no poet. I discovered that when he died. I was clearing the bottom drawer out, and I found that.
What means the most, the poem or the musquash?
The poem. Because you can buy a coat. I could maybe buy a coat any day myself, but I never could get them words. I couldn't.
She gets it. She's getting it, guys. She gets it. His poem meant more than the coat because it was an expression of his love for you. The coat was a material bullshit thing that you didn't need, right? She gets it. Oh my God. We're seeing the light bulb flash for her as we speak. A moment of realization, better late than never.
Say them words, but he wrote them for me. That was something. I mean, that animal was killed for anybody. Those animals were killed. Anybody's going to buy that fur coat, but that was mine. That was for me.
No, it wasn't for you. It wasn't yours. It was theirs. You stole that from them.
So I think if I'm truthful, which I always am, I think the poem is what touches me more. I can talk about the musquash, and I'm all right, but when I talk about the poem, I get a bit emotional.
There you go.
You understand that?
I do. It makes a lot of sense. If only you had just lived that way. Wow.
Surbiton, home of author Wendy Perriam, a fur-mad woman with a fertile imagination.
I slip off my long wolfskin
What's up,
coat,
Axel?
lay it on the couch,
Some
silky
old
fur side up. I'm naked underneath.
lady.
It all started with my lions. I had a lion like this one when I was about 2 or 3. I hated dolls, and I always liked sort of wild beasts. And the original of this lion, poor thing, he rotted to pieces. I cried so many tears onto his ears at my boarding school that he just disintegrated. But I had these lions later on to replace them. And I have a feeling that I got into sort of fur through these lions.
What?
Feel the fur wooing my bare skin. Lie back on it, tickling and caressing.
Oh, come on.
I close my eyes. Imagine him beside me.
She's getting hot and bothered. I knew it. I knew it. The way that. Let's hear that again.
Feeling that I got into sort of fur through these lions. Feel the fur wooing my bare skin. Lie back on it, tickling and caressing.
We're hearing her softcore pornography right now.
Close my eyes. Imagine him beside me.
Of course.
The wolf has come.
Why are they always alone? Answer me that. All these fur ladies, none of them seem to be able to keep a man. They're always alone. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it is a pattern I'm noticing.
Alive. I think that fur is very erotic. I think in wearing it, you somehow feel animal. And I think there's something about getting over your inhibitions or something when you put on a fur coat. And my own husband likes furs. He likes the idea of even women being covered in fur. He's a bit odd. But then he
Yeah,
prefers...
he's odd. Wait, so you're not alone. So you were just, okay. Imagine if you were an animal and you were killed and you were somehow able to find out that your skin was being used for this horny, unfulfilled, sex-deprived wife. And that, well, there's her husband. Yeah, okay.
Animals to people. This is a musk quash, which is really a rat. I mean, it all sounds frightfully good. Musk, which is really a musk rat.
The guy interviewing her was probably like, is she getting wet? He was probably like, no, go on. Tell me more. He probably scored. He probably did.
Which should probably be exterminated. This helps to eliminate the guilt, you see. The thing
What?
about should probably be a rat. I mean, it all sounds frightfully. This is a musk quash, which is really a rat. I mean, it all sounds frightfully good. Musk, which is really a musk rat, which should probably be exterminated. This helps to eliminate the guilt, you see.
She's acknowledging the guilt. Another. Oh, I was going to end the stream before 6. I'll finish this video, but I did want to shout out my friends over at Animal Activism Collective who have a stream starting just a moment. There it is. If you want to check that out. Defending the Defenders When Government Encroaches on Free Speech with attorney Greg Leslie. Oh, anyway, we'll finish this up here. Almost done.
The thing about fur is
I've talked too much. I thought we were going to time out perfectly.
that you're treated very differently. I've been pretty poor and pretty rich in my life. And I remember being in a Rolls Royce in this fur, and people being sort of respectful and deferential. And I also remember sitting in a dole office as a single parent in shabby old jeans and an anorak, and people being bullying and patronizing, and yet I'm the same person. And in a way it makes me angry, because, you know, I don't think we should be judged, but there's no doubt about it. I think people treat you differently according to what you're wearing.
Sure, they do, but that's where your actual personality should be able to overcome that, right? So like if someone's judging you, then you make them look silly because you have this great personality, but it sounds to me like you don't have this great personality, like you're an empty vessel. That's what you are. You're just a soulless, disgusting, wretched person. And so you needed clothes to give you the status that you couldn't get on your own through personality.
Do you think that still stands today with all the anti-fur campaign?
No, I think this totally changed, and I think now people who wear furs are treated as stupid, cruel, callous, and I myself have been quite distressed to read all about it. I now feel in a terrible dilemma. I'm sort of horrified, and yet I'm not one of those people that went and sort of threw them in the fire.
Wait. It's like she kind of actually had a turnaround. Wait.
All you've got to do is remove
This documentary's throwing me for a loop.
the fur and throw it on the pile, and you'd be most welcome.
That would be a terrible shame, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't.
Well, I think
you'd be a very popular guy. I mean, you look so lonely over here on your own.
Well, perhaps
so
I
many
like being a
people
lonely
here.
person. Oh, no, I've been a
Oh,
lonely
you're going to
person
be
a long
lonely.
time. I can be lonely a bit.
I think it's a lonely industry.
Bow to public pressure. Take it off and put it on the pile.
You can have one of our Lynx jackets. We'll swap it for a Lynx jacket.
What, a real Lynx jacket? Yes.
A Lynx animal welfare jacket. Made non-fur.
Yes, what, polluting fibres, obviously. I mean, we
No,
kill
not
by...
at all. Not at all.
we
Anyway,
pretend.
you've had your chance. We've made an invitation to you.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not
Up to
allowed
you.
in the square, you see. That's the problem.
You can
with me.
if you take your
Oh,
coat
no,
off,
no.
you're allowed
Well,
to
I should be very
swear.
cold if I do, won't I? I'll be very cold.
Guitarist vocal guitar in the
Hello. Hi, I'm Mark. Mark.
How do you do, Mark?
So what's this you've got?
Stupid and cruel.
7 skins from
Seven
Sorry to
skins
say,
of-
yes.
Oh, wow. Doesn't bear thinking about how they were
I've had it for
Only
about
again.
40 years
Really?
before one knew about these things. As we're outside Canada House, I should say that I've sold my Hudson's Bay shares in the fur company.
Excellent. Did you manage to persuade anybody else where you live to hand them in?
Oh, yes. I had a nice big pile of them given to me the other day by all my friends. Some very expensive coats.
Reluctantly?
Not at all, no.
They all
They
handed
said good
them-
luck to the animals if it's helping you. No, not reluctantly. I think the people of Chobham, Surrey were very good about it.
This is a Chinese weasel, another pest. You notice I go in for pests. This would probably be exterminated if it weren't for the fur trade. So you could ask the question, would a Chinese weasel prefer to have a short life than no life at all? Difficult to answer. Another
It's not that difficult to answer. The answer is, why were you sharing such intimate detail with this interviewer about your weird fur fetish, and your husband's weird fur fetish?
thing about cruelty is that animals are very cruel themselves. I mean, leopards tear deer and rabbits to pieces and eat almost anything they can get their hands on or get their claws on. And mink eat newts and frogs. And you could say, what about the rights of frogs?
I thought she had a
And think how many frogs one saved.
I thought she had a come to Jesus moment where she was regretting all the choices that she made. Apparently not. Apparently she just talked herself out of it.
By not having, or by having a mink coat. A lot of frogs are saved for every mink coat that's made.
Getting very convoluted for me.
I think it's rather a good point.
I saw a woman the other day.
And newts and frogs. And you could say, what about the rights of frogs? And
Think how many frogs one saved by not having, or by having a mink coat. A lot of frogs are saved for every mink coat that's made.
I didn't think about that. Every fur coat saves frogs. That's. I appreciate the interviewer pointing out how convoluted that is.
Getting very convoluted for me.
Thanks, rather a good point.
Such chemistry,
I saw a
those
woman
two.
the other day when I was shopping in the West End in Liberties, and she was wearing this, I suppose it was a sable coat, I'm not quite sure. And I thought, I wonder if that's real. I hope it isn't. And I looked at the woman, she looked very intelligent, and I thought, well, she can't be, because she wouldn't be wearing that coat if she had really thought about it. I categorically stated to the producers of Howard's Way, which I'm going to be very much a part of in the next series and the series after, certain things
Stream.
that I really won't have anything to do with, and that is one of them. I mean, wearing furs.
That's what it
One of
is.
them, because they're absolutely defenseless.
A Lynx survey claims that 7 out of 10 women in Britain wouldn't wear fur.
I need to check both. I mean, I might be missing stuff. There's 2 streams. Sorry if that was not made clear. There's one for your phone. Usually that one does well. Today it's the opposite. Today the horizontal one is doing better. It's probably because we started with a dairy investigation that Mel and Steve did, which, you know, sometimes the investigations are hard to watch, so not everybody's going to stick around. But what are you going to do? I have too many tabs open. It's getting hard to keep track.
And now, many of the rich and famous reckon it's bad for their image.
And naturally, one thinks about it. But then I have to take the other side of the picture as well. I have to look at it from both sides of the subject. And what I think is fair by both of us, the anti-fur people, and those of us who happen to like fur and the fur business in general.
And then we have the Russian sables.
How is that? It's like she was saying, I found a middle ground. What is it? You're wearing a fur coat. It seems like you just took a side.
The old running rounds, and that works out around about 35,000. That's from the...
Well, I don't think I could persuade my husband to do.
One of Michael Hockley's customers is collecting her furs from cold storage. 1 lynx, 1 raccoon. And what about a new coat, madam?
Oh, he probably won't spend that money on you. That's true.
Rose beavers, pale rose colours.
Well, you see, I think that looks like a nylon fur coat. I don't see the...
Well, it's for the uninformed eye, it looks like a nylon fur coat.
That's for these people who are afraid of wearing real fur, but don't want to wear...
Not particularly. It's understated. It's...
I
the
agree.
point
I mean,
of the pudding is that
like...
most of the raccoons are really... It's things like raccoon jacket, like your jacket, are not particularly fashionable. At the moment, the big thing is the flatter furs, the chicer furs.
It's not what you told me when I bought it. It would last forever.
That was 8 years. I mean, God almighty.
I wouldn't, if I was a woman, and I know some men wear fur, whatever, but it's mostly women, I guess, right? I don't know. But if I was a woman, I'll just go there. I wouldn't even wear fake fur. I wouldn't wear fake fur either, because they're making the point, like, it's hard to tell what's real and what's fake. On principle, I support the idea of fake fur. That's fine, but it is very difficult. As Nilf and I were saying, it's kind of hard to tell. Some people say they can tell. Some people have that ability. Not me. I know they talk about links and things and I don't know. It sounds a little... I wonder if the people who say I can tell a fake fur coat over a real fur coat are just full of shit. I don't know. Some people can actually tell, but I don't know if I can trust them.
How long do you want these things to last? You said you walked through the front of the shop, and the front of the shop wasn't more the furs on the back. But
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, the sheepskins, the suedes and leathers, it's all fur. Once the hair comes off a fur coat, it becomes a leather coat or a suede coat. It's exactly the same type of thing.
There are so many good arguments that you can make for fur coats. I mean, you're
Absolutely.
letting, the lynx and the anti-fur people get it all their own way, because they're the ones who are visible and who are making the most noise. And people like you, I think, should be presenting the other case,
Well,
the
we
other
do
side
present
of the
it.
case.
We do try to present the other side of the case, but obviously they have much more money than we do. They have.
Oh, yeah. The animal rights people are just loaded with money. That's always been the issue. Not the people selling the $20,000 coats. No, they just have all the money. Oh God.
Certainly more visible.
Lots of old ladies up and down the country, and people sending them thousands and thousands of pounds a year.
It should be a rational
I wish.
presentation of the argument, and I don't think the furriers are presenting
You're
the argument
absolutely
at all.
100% right, but the trouble is the furriers, we just haven't got the money. That's the problem. There may be, when I first came into the business, which is going on now for 25 years ago, that makes it sound totally ancient, but there were probably 1,000 furriers in this country. I think we're probably down now to maybe 30 or 40.
Well
done, activists.
My son has been greatly influenced by all the propaganda, I must say, and is very anti-fur, but it's certainly not going to put me off. And I shall enjoy wearing mine, as you know.
Have you had any?
Oh yeah, fuck my son. Yeah, my son and his values is be nice to animal values. Pfft. No. Wouldn't want to learn from my family or anything. No.
Anybody actually walk up to you in the street and say, "You rotten cow, why are you wearing
no,
that
that
down?"
I haven't had, and I must say, if that would happen, I would find it very upsetting.
Well, that's not argument. That's pure intimidation.
Exactly,
That's not right.
That's the end
It's a
justifying the
personal
means,
choice.
isn't it?
This is why we're in a democratic country.
Yeah.
I don't think that a group of people should tell us what and how we should live our lives, as long as we are not going out and hitting something over the head for the sake of greed. The investment in a fur is a very practical and a logical thing to do.
Is it taken any glamour?
Sorry, I was looking at the chat. I wasn't listening at Eartha Kid again.
Live our lives.
Let's hear from Eartha.
What and how we should live.
Sorry.
I don't think that a group of people should tell us what and how we should live our lives, as long as we are not going out and hitting something over the head for the sake of greed.
That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. Exactly what you're doing. Am I missing something? Is it more than greed? Oh, I guess we could add that you're insecure and you need that to feel rich. Yeah. Feel that status and feel the warmth that a man can't give me. That's what she said, guys. If you weren't here, that's what she said. The first thing she said was that a man can't keep me warm. Fur can. Okay.
The investment in a fur is a very practical and a logical thing to do.
Is it taken any glamour out of it?
It certainly takes glamour out of it, particularly in the entertainment world, or those of us who can afford a piece of fur. And I've had the argument with people who say, because we have this argument with the anti-meat people, and I said, well, you're wearing leather shoes. I go, no, I knew you were going to get into that. My shoes are plastic. I don't think I've ever met a person who wears plastic shoes that didn't have athlete's feet. I meet them with the entertainment. Practical and a logical thing to do.
This is a weird scene that they filmed. It looks like we're in the middle of an apartment complex, and she is walking down the courtyard of this apartment complex as though she's walking the red carpet. And it strikes me as something you might see in an insane asylum. Maybe that's what we're watching. You would see someone imagining themselves to be, but she is a star. It's so weird. She's very famous, right? I've heard of her. Weird. I mean, they did set it up, so they were like, yeah, just walk down this courtyard, throw some seeds for the birds wearing your fur coat, and act as though you're, I don't know, on a red carpet.
Has it taken any glamour out of it?
It certainly takes glamour out of it, particularly in the entertainment world, or those of us who can afford a piece of fur. And I've had the argument with people who say, because we have.
Look at them. They're like, what is happening?
This argument with the anti-meat people and things. I said, well, you're wearing leather shoes. I go, no.
What are you smiling about? What is this?
No. I knew you were going to get into leather. My shoes are plastic. I don't think I've ever met a person who wears plastic shoes that didn't have athlete's feet.
What?
I don't think I've ever to get into leather. My shoes are plastic. I don't think I've ever met a person who wears plastic shoes that didn't have athlete's feet.
I don't think I've ever met a person who wears plastic shoes that doesn't have athlete's feet. Athlete's foot. Such a weird.
Marilyn Cole was once a bunny and a Playboy magazine pin-up. She was born in a 2-up, 2-down with no bathroom and worked at the Co-op. Now she's married to millionaire Victor Lowndes and lives in Belgravia.
It was my ambition to have a mink coat and a squirrel coat and a sable coat. Yeah. Indeed, I did achieve this. I used to wear furs, but now, Melody, I'm not going to anymore, probably because of your influence. Really?
Good.
Melody MacDonald Wilson and Marilyn Cole Lowndes are bosom buddies from Clubland. Melody is dedicated to animal rights and the anti-fur campaign.
By the way, which royals wear furs these days?
I think some of the older generations.
Yeah,
probably not
probably
as much as they used to.
maybe the Queen Mum and the Queen.
Yeah.
Princess Diana doesn't, does she?
No, she doesn't at all. No way.
I mean, it was most women's ambition to have a mink. Men enjoyed having the woman on their arms, showing their wealth or success. Here, I've bought my old lady a mink coat. I know that's changed, thankfully.
Yes, quite.
And what a relief it must be for these men.
For their bank balances, their pockets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Victor would be delighted at my giving up wearing furs, as would many men be, I'm sure.
Less of a hole in his pocket.
Big hole.
Yes, I suppose so. Yes, all the men will.
Having watched a number of these videos now, I consider myself a bit of an expert now. That this is probably a fox hunter pictured on the wall because they all wear that stupid little outfit. Maybe some other UK people can tell me. Do they dress like that and do other things?
No doubt sign the fur pledge. No
Quickly.
doubt. Yes.
En masse, I should think.
Yeah.
Took me 14 years to get that coat out of my own hand.
I suspect it would have.
Fucking camera guy is on point. Camera guy is watching this conversation like, hello? Camera guy. W camera guy. Put some W's in the chat for camera guy.
Yes. Victor.
Long time invested in that. I mean, I won't burn anything. I didn't burn my bra. I'm not burning my links. And to be honest, it's sort of, there's a ring about it of of even, I mean, past regimes like Nazis and communists burning literature and plays that they didn't want us to see.
Yes, it's
and
a bit extreme, possibly.
For me, it's too
Depends for
extreme.
you. A bit extreme.
Yeah, so I'm not going to put my link on.
To her, the burning of the bras and the burning mink coats is on par with the Nazis burning books.
But you're
This is a deep thinker we have on our hands.
wear it out.
I'm not going to wear it. So
Step in the right direction.
That's right. But then we have to think, what should we do with them? Can we sell them at auction?
Well, not now, I don't
Not
think.
now.
I mean, sort of Bonhams and Phillips have stopped their fur sales, I believe,
No,
with a bit of pressure.
How do we make money off of these fur coats? How do we make money?
What
certain
can
people.
we do, do you think? To turn
Well,
it,
I
you see,
would.
Ideally, I'd like to turn it into money to help
Yes.
somebody.
What, a cause,
yeah.
a cause or an animal cause.
Or I could send my Valentino mink to Alaska, have an Eskimo wear it. I mean, they still have to wear their furs. Or
true,
find a bag.
So, according to her, it's like the Eskimos have to wear their fur, but we can send them coats. We can send them clothing, and it has to be fur. People think. Think, people. Oh, yeah. I have to fix supper. Yeah, I have to hit the grocery, too.
Lady to keep her warm. I mean,
although
has
of
to
course
be-
there are other ways of keeping warm, just as warm, if not warmer, I believe.
Yeah, but in the Arctic.
St. Moritz in the 60s, millionaire Baron Thiessen and his wife, former fashion model Fiona Campbell-Walter, were very much an item. Now they're divorced, and she's waved goodbye to that world. Baroness Thiessen stopped wearing fur 15 years ago after an appeal from the World Wildlife Fund.
Nice.
But she still clings to a leopard.
What?
The Somali, famous, see, the dog thinks it's an animal, quiet. That's the famous and beautiful coat, looking very unlovely there, but I was vastly pregnant. It was the only coat that was large enough to go over everything.
Was that terribly expensive?
Very expensive, mainly because it's one of the rarest, I think it was the rarest leopard. It comes from Somali, and it was made by Christian Dior, so it was probably 3 times as much as it should have been. Definitely thinks it's an animal, George. In those days, I think it cost something like $22,000, which was a lot.
Why don't you sell it?
Because it is a historical piece now. You know, how many people can actually open a door and take something out to look at their conscience? At any rate, it would be encouraging people to continue wearing fur coats if I put it back on the market, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I think it's much better it stays discreetly in a cupboard to be thought about occasionally.
Agreed.
And stroked lovingly. It's very seductive
Ugh,
fur, I might
no.
say.
It's kind of weird.
It was my
I don't have a problem with
innocence
this,
then, You know,
but-
I didn't know that it was bad and naughty and wrong and evil to wear fur coats in those days.
She's fine. She knows. She gets it. What to do with the old one? Who gives a fuck? We don't care. Not the issue.
Have you ever just worn a mink coat out and nothing else?
I mean, like I am now.
And I want you to join me in a message now to transmit around the world.
This filmmaker, documentary maker, he realized after he interviewed that one woman that a lot of women get off to this. He had to ask that to Eartha too.
Have you ever just worn a mink coat out and nothing else?
Like, who even... I just have to kind of laugh at the choice of question there. He's like ending on that note too. Like we're almost done. Just such a strange choice of question to ask.
I mean, like I am now.
And I want you to join me in a message.
I think he was flexing. I think he was like, yeah, I went to bed with all these women.
Now,
he was trying to imply that.
Transmit around the world and to the people here from the fur trade so that they're under no illusions about what we stand for and what they're up against. What do we want? A fur-free Britain. When do we want it? Louder!
All through the war and after the war especially.
Fur stand for and what they're up against. What do we want? A fur-free Britain. When do we want it? Louder!
All through the war.
What direction is this documentary trying to take?
And after the war especially, we have these terrible clothes, utility clothes and things like that. And so to be dragged suddenly into this era, glamour, photography, premieres, furs, champagne forever. It was Christmas.
Chris and Ian, they knew what was up.
What percentage of customers really are bothered?
90%. They are afraid very often to wear their furs because of propaganda, not because they believe in it, because they really are just afraid.
How about Maggie? Of course, a lot of, well, I've just written to her actually, Mrs. Thatcher. Have you? Well, very politely, just to try and encourage her to lead the fashion away from it.
That's it. It ends there. Another fascinating video. All right, there's that channel. I'm going to end the stream here, but once again, if you're curious, check out Animal Activism Collective stream. All right, thanks for hanging, guys. Might do some game climbing later if anybody's interested to see me suffer, because suffering is all that's going to happen tonight with that game. If you were here last night, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you probably didn't want to know. Take care, guys.